Okay, this is the before and after. Makeup without foundation. Let's do this fresh spring makeup with the glowing skin in 10 minutes, or maybe less. Let's start with the cream. The most beautiful makeup always start with the skin prep. Look at the glow in my hand. All the tiny fine lines look smoother and the skin has that healthy glow, not greasy at all. By the way, when the skin is properly moisturized, any makeup product applies better, just because it melts into the skin instead of sitting on top of it. It doesn't cling to dry areas or patches. Yeah, I know my skin isn't in the best condition right now. I have a few blemishes, but that's totally fine for me, even on no foundation days. Feel this texture. Warm it up between your fingers. I apply the mask and press it into the skin. And look how beautiful it looks. I feel like my skin is breathing now. And then I just wait until the end of the makeup. The areas with the blemishes may look a little red right after applying the moisturizing mask, just because of sensitivity, but that's normal and the redness will come down. And then I apply concealer with a matte finish. Why? Because I have oily lids and in the areas with the redness and actually visible pores, I need a product that holds well and control excess oil. Of course, the skin is going through a healing process, I know, but I'll take care of it while I'm sleeping. I apply the concealer to the back of my hand, warm it up, and pick it up with a flat brush. I start on the sides of the nose, I have small capillaries here, and blend it properly. I'll also show you close-ups in the sun and in the shade. Look, in the shade, my under eye blue circles are still quite visible. I start from the inner corner and then go along the lower lashes and use the leftover on the lids, just to even out the canvas and covering the veins and darkness. I also add a few touches of concealer to the blemishes along the jawline, and the other small ones don't bother me. I mainly focus on the center of the face. Then I press everything in with my fingers. They are warmer than a brush and give the most beautiful finish on the skin. Later, in the close-ups, you won't even see the concealer sitting on the skin. Then I use a creamy blush. Here you really need to find the right finish for that glow skin look. Apply it to the back of your hand first and look at the reflection. If you see a pearly glow, that's exactly what we need. Not a flat matte finish today. You'll notice tiny blue, maybe green, a bit pink, and purple reflexive particles. That's the effect we are looking for. The second important step, apply it to the other side of the hand and blend it. See, no enhanced wrinkles, and the pigment doesn't settle into the lines. This is a very good sign for girls with a textured skin, very dry skin, or for mature ladies in elegant age who are looking for more than just a pretty pigment. So this is what we call a smart approach. Texture becomes more important than simple choosing a nice color, right? So I apply it on the cheeks and on the bridge of the nose, and then blend it with my fingers. I also cover all my red imperfections with this blush on the cheeks. So look how easily we cover them, and that glow, just incredible. Makeup, no makeup is here. The next step, flawless blurry lips, but we keep them natural. The natural shade of the lip contour is almost the same as the shadow under the cheekbone and the shadow under the lower lip. So that's why I'm using an eyebrow pencil, and not just any one, the one with a waxy texture. Wax melts with the warmth of the skin and glides very easily and smoothly. So usually this wax formula come in wooden pencil, not plastic ones. So plastic pencils are usually get formulas designed for more long-lasting results. Let's watch it on the hand. You won't see strong pigment on the dry area of the skin here. Look. And that's exactly why it won't emphasize the texture on the lips. I press the pencil to the lips at about a 45-degree angle, gently press, and slightly turn my head to the opposite side. Then I softly go around the lip contour and blend it with my finger to just soften the edges. And that's it. Just perfect. I love this soft gradient ombre effect. Of course, you can apply even less, but I need to balance the eye makeup, so I go a little bit bolder here. Next, lipstick. This shade is incredible, and I also love the slightly refreshing feeling. It's not a spicy, plumpy effect at all, but you feel the soft, sweet mint flavor. So very refreshing, and it reminds me of the upcoming summer. Now, about the texture. It melts into the lips from the first touch. It's somewhere between a lip gloss and a lipstick. And it fills in all the texture of the lips. I mean, look at this close up and that glow. Not a single wrinkle visible, no smudging and no bleeding. And the glow matches the blush perfectly. The shades are total match, just different brands and different types of products. But look at this color in the sunlight and in the shade. And I apply only a very small amount. I really love this product. Now, time for the eyebrows. Nothing is easier or more natural than brow shadows, especially for beginners. A brow marker can be trickier, and pencil can sometimes get stuck between the hairs, so brow shadows are perfect for us. Again, this is one of my well-loved products, so you can literally see it from the packaging and the silver pen showing through. And on lazy days, I even do my eye makeup with the same product and just run to a meeting. Here's the close-up. You simply go over the brow again and again, but it's almost impossible to make a mistake. It just creates a light, fluffy shape, so no hair-like strokes here, of course, but just softly feeling all the spare areas and defining the whole brow shape. I start from the tail of the brow and slowly move toward the front, using the leftovers on the angled brush. Compare it with my natural gray eyebrow on the other side. Yeah, that gray tone looks a bit tired, so by adding a touch of warmth, we bring life back to the face. After all, it's springtime, right? I take the same brush I used for concealer and make sure it's dry and non-sticky. That means you use the right amount of the concealer, first of all, and then I turn the brush to the clean side, or almost the clean, and move on to the eye makeup. You want to choose something natural, so I'm going to use this beautiful palette with the 12 basic matte shades, from light to dark, and 3 rows with the different undertones, warm browns, purples, and cool browns. So this is my huge recommendation for anyone looking for an easy and practical solution when building a basic makeup kit. For example, I'm currently trying to build a basic timeless pore drop, and it's surprisingly hard, so if I saw the kind of professional recommendation, I would definitely save it for my shopping list. So I'm showing the texture on my fingers so you can see how the eyeshadow look on dry skin. And have you ever seen matte eyeshadows look like this? It's quite rare, yeah. I apply a mid-tone brown on the eyelids, along the lash line and onto the mobile lid. The makeup will look different in sunlight and in the shade. Always do your makeup for the lighting where you are going to spend most of your time. The only exception in the office lighting, which usually comes from the ceiling. In that case, do your makeup near the window in natural daylight. Actually, the sun is coming up and now it's not total darkness like early morning, so you can do it in front of the window now. And if the brush feels stuck, just add a little more eyeshadow. Make sure your lids are completely dry. And I go over the same area again and again, and still no visible texture here, see? So I do the same along the lower lash line to define the eye and restore natural volume after removing the blue veins with the concealer. And then it's time for light. I use the brightest shade and apply it to the inner corner and the middle part of the eye using gentle dabbing motions. Building the color slowly, adding light, and opening the space around the eye. If you have some darkness into the inner corners because of the brow bone structure, this is a great little hack. The leftovers of the eyeshadows can be used as a powder to remove shiny spots under the eyes if needed. Then I take the dark brown shade and apply it to the outer corners using small stepping motions, like printing the color, and then swipe slightly to the side. I blend the mid-tone brown and the darkest shade together using my fingertip. And you can also stop at any step of this makeup. I just want to draw more attention to the eyes, but most of all, I want the star of the show to be my lashes. I'm using a tubing mascara. It washes off with a warm water because it melts when I gently press the lashes with my fingertips. And I really love the brush. It gives very precise application and excellent separation. But today I want extra lashes, very black, very thick, and I usually apply only one layer, but not today. Probably it's a sunny day and I'm in that mood, So look at these lashes. I blink into the wand a few times to build the coverage, and I don't wait for the first layer to dry. While it's still wet, I build the next layer again and again, and I repeat the same on the other side. Very beautiful, fluffy, and extremely dark. So, and let's do a double check, the same makeup from a distance and in the shadow. And one more close up. What do you think? Would you like to try this, or do you think it looks better with the foundation? Actually, I bought a not black blouse for spring. I love brown tones for now, and if you watched my winter videos, they were often in black and white. So that's just how I like it. But I also think it's my comfort zone. It's good to try something new. You never know if it might look even better, right? So look at this makeup from different angles, closer, further away, and tell me your opinion. What would you like to see next? And also, I want to mention that the skin is very reactive to everything. What we eat, how we sleep, hormones levels, stress, and I hope you don't blame yourself for that small imperfections, because it's completely normal. It's just life, and your skin health depends a lot on your skin current life situation. So makeup just adds a little spice. It doesn't change who we are completely, or does it? Okay, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye!